Hey, my name is Collin Rhodes, and this is me talking about my trip to Japan for 2018. This will be the first half when I was in Tokyo. So the first thing I noticed flying into the country was how many rice paddies there were. That's like the primary crop that they make here, and there's tons of them all over the place. You don't really see much of that in America. On the way to where we were staying, I was really impressed with the infrastructure that they had. There's just so much going on in the big cities. And here's a view from the ministry in Tokyo, and you can see this is where we were staying, the Olympic Youth Center. This is what my room looked like. It was very small, but it was kind of cozy, and by the end I almost missed it. Tokyo is a really beautiful city, and one of the best ways to get around through basically all of Japan was the train station. So you can use the train to get almost anywhere in the country. It's really simple, really easy, and there's always tons of people. And here's what one of the trains looks like taking off. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. Like this is some people we saw doing Mario Kart. And you can find a lot of expensive stuff in parts of Japan, especially Shibuya. This was $3,000 Hennessy. We went to the University of Tokyo later on, and we got to meet a lot of cool people there. For the limited amount of space it has in the city, there's actually a lot in the campus. And this was a nice garden that they had somewhere on campus. Nearby was a Ueno Park where there were a lot of shrines, and this is a Shinto shrine. The entrance is usually marked by those gates that you see. I also went to the festival at the University of Tokyo, which took place over the weekend. There was tons of good food, lots of performances. We also went to the disaster center, which taught us a lot about how to prepare for different disasters. This was an earthquake simulator, similar in magnitude to what hit Japan in 2011. Especially in Tokyo, there's always a ton to see, so this is us walking around Shinjuku at some point during the week. There's tons of good restaurants and lots of shopping to be done in the area. One of the nights we also went to Shibuya, which is got a lot of nightlife, and we went to a nice bar that had a little upstairs room. And later that night we went to karaoke, which is really fun but also really expensive. Another part of Tokyo we went to is Akihabara, which if you're an anime or manga fan, it's really, really cool. They've got a lot of merch and stuff for you to buy there, and lots of cool cafes. There are a lot of bars that market to foreigners, and this was a British pub that we went to, which was down in the basement. I thought it was really cool how they had the bottles up on the ceiling. Also over one of the weekends, when we had free time, we went to Asakusa, which was having a famous yearly festival. There was tons of cool stuff to see, lots of older architecture like this pagoda. Here I'm gonna roll a bunch of footage from the festival. It was really, really cool to see, lots of fun traditional stuff. The central attractions was this shrine here. It's a Shinto shrine. Lots of people went there. There are also tons of awesome food stalls run by locals. Lots of really good food. We even had some traditional fish cooked over charcoal. I didn't eat any, but I heard it was good. Something you can also find all over Japan are these koi ponds. This was one in Asakusa. Later on in the program, we went to a trash processing facility where they incinerate a lot of trash. They have trash sorted into 4 lots, combustible, non-combustible, cans and bottles. Here you can see a lot of trucks driving into the facility, bringing their trash, and other employees coming in. They would drop all the trash into these large pits here, where there's a claw that will mix up the trash to make it more easy to burn. There's some more footage of the claw in action from a better angle. yeah, it gets rid of the glare. This part of the facility is where they take the ash from the trash and turn it into slag. In addition to University of Tokyo, we also went to Azaba University, and this is our group picture. We also dissected a fish to look for parasites, and ours had a lot. Later that night, to cope with the trauma of the parasites, we went to a jazz bar in Shibuya. Pretty broad summary of most of the things that we did while we were in Tokyo. The next week we went and started traveling all around the country and saw a lot of cool stuff.